Good afternoon, Lagos. This is the voice of the people, 90.3 FM, and this is Security and People's Right. The anchor for this host is Mr. Joseph Folorusho and his guest, Dr. Waziri Babatunde Adisa.
Thank you for that. This is Security and People's Right. My name is Joseph Folorusho. As we started last week we have Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid with us in the studio, and we look at a lot of things in respect of security issue. Today, I will be talking to a very, very expert in this. Expert in the sense that for good numbers of a year, it has been one of my mentors at the University of Lagos. Associate Professor Waziri Adisa is not only a lecturer, he's equally a security expert, he's a sociology, and he has published a lot of journal, a lot of things, especially issue of organized crime, and especially the one that I respect him so much when we are talking of police and policing in the world. I think is one of a name that we have to record with. Dr. Waziri Adisa, good afternoon and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Mr. Joseph Folorusho. Good afternoon, Voice of the People.
Yeah. Sorry, sometimes Nigeria happened to both of us. You will be here live, but Lagos, you can't predict. But let's technology is always there to help us. Let's look at the topic that we have for interaction today is the role of the Nigeria police force in our democratic system, in Nigeria democracy. As far as I'm concerned, that from a lot of lectures, seminar we have with you, in any democratic system, the police is very, very key. But before we come to the Nigeria police, let's even start the role of police in the world shortly.
Thank you. Let's look at the history of the police, modern police itself. The modern police was formally founded in 1829 in London by Robert Peel. We call that the first police organization, London Metropolitan Police. And in establishing the police, he gave 9 principles that a police organization must follow. All the principles are weaved around 2 principles, through 2 ideas. The first one is legitimacy. The second one is the people, the public. There is no way a police organization, whether in Nigeria, in the US, in Canada, Australia, Ghana, Togo, anywhere in the world, can survive without these 2. The first one, which is legitimacy, is the right to police, is the right to maintain law and order. So every government must, provide for this role of the police in the Constitution, in the Acts. The second one is the people. There is no way the police can survive, can effectively fulfill its obligation to the state, to the society, without respecting the people. The police must work with the people. Since the end of the Cold War, we have seen dramatic changes in policing and police issues, especially in the Third World. In the Third World, before the end of the Cold War, police organizations, police authorities, they worked with the military or military rule to maintain law and order. And as such, in some countries, in some African countries, police authorities played secondary role when it concerned the maintenance of law and order. In Nigeria, for instance, we heard of Operation Sweep, Operation Wet Year, and the rest. So military men were dragged into the maintenance of law and order. After the Cold War, we have seen dramatic changes towards what we call procedural policing. As a change from military policing, reactionary policing, to preventive policing, to inclusive policing. So these are some of the things that we shall be discussing today.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take it straight to the Police Act 2020. If you see some of the provision in that Police Act, do you see us the police trying to align with some of them? If you look at the way the activities, okay, if you are moving around Lagos now, what you see is, because you make mention of issue of reacting police system that way. If you go move around Lagos, it's as if we are doing try and error system of police, whereby they stop almost every vehicle, then search you, ask for different paper, and when all your paper are complete, no even single apology or sorry will not be accorded to that individual that you wasted his precious time, and that is what has been going on across the whole federation.
That is not good enough. Tom Taylor, an American scholar, published an article in 1990. Why do people obey the law? People obey the law not because you carried the gun, or because the Constitution has empowered you. Sections 214 and 215 have empowered you to maintain law and order, prevent crime. No. People obey the law because of certain factors, and I want us to look at them. The first one is trust in the police, acceptance of the police. That's the second one. When citizens trust you, it is because they believe that you have the capacity to maintain law and order. That is why they will stop, and then they will give you the papers. It is also mandatory for you as a police officer to respect citizens' rights, to be procedural, when you are dealing with citizens. It is moral that you also courteously talk to the citizens when you have stopped someone and then you have checked the person's papers. The third one is police corruption, where the citizens believe that police officers are corrupt. They are not likely to respect the authority of the police. The next one is cynicism, which is the worst thing that could happen to any nation. Cynicism is when citizens have lost hope in the power of the police to maintain law and order. Is the worst thing that can happen to any nation. And that was what we experienced during the EndSARS. Recently, the End Bad Governance, during that time too, we experienced it lightly. But during the EndSARS, we experienced it a lot. And that's the last stage that can happen to a country that failed to respect the rights of the citizens. A country that failed to move towards inclusive policing instead of the reactionary policing that came with the colonial rule, the military rule, and our draconian laws.
Now, you made mention of inclusive policing. Yes, I was out of Lagos, from Lagos down to Osun State yesterday, between Iyanofa going to Osun State. You see police with gun. Even I saw one. The only thing I've vowed over to take the picture of any police, whether in his town, the man was practically collecting the money that he collected from, adding it to the money he collected from a driver. So and they are with gun. All of them are about all the places that I see police checkpoint or police standing there. All of them are only with a firearm. First, what do you think we can do that issue of police that I must stay and collect money, even daylight? Sometime if you lack change, maybe you are going to a place and you need some change, 100 naira to 200 naira. If you are polite enough, you see any police standing, you are polite, you can ask them, please, I need 1,000 naira change. You may be surprised that they will assist you in that.
It's an aberration. It's an aberration, whether 20 naira or 50 naira. It's an aberration. And if you or we continue this way, the issue of bribery, police corruption, it will take us to the last stage, which I mentioned earlier. That is the stage at which people will lose hope in the authority of the police to prevent crime in their community. Then they go for alternatives to security agencies.
What are some of those alternatives?
Alternatives are community-based vigilantes.
Okay.
They will trust them with the powers to police their communities. And then police officers, police organizations will lose that powers that the Constitution has granted to them.
You know, during a period of in the class, in criminology class in UNILAG, there's a lady that came from US. I think they just sent her to come and understudy something. Going out with her, and he was shouting that he was talking to almost all of us as students that it's that even in a country that is going through war, you don't see the kind of ammunition, the kind of gun, police, security men carrying guns almost in fact, every time we go out, he will be counting the number of guns that he's seen with police. And she was telling us that the professor was telling us that this is not normal, that Nigeria as a country should look for a way to check that is extremely dangerous. To you as an expert, what is your take on that?
I know we are still, if we are implementing, there are many reforms in place. There are many. If you look at the since 1999 that democracy returned, successive Nigerian governments have undertaken several reforms to change our policing system. But look, the change must come from behavior. Policing is behavioral. It's not the institution per se. The person that is policing the community must change. The citizen too must change. So in a crime-prone community, you are likely to witness such a scene where you have many police officers carrying guns and the rest. So gradually, it is my belief that we are going to move to procedural policing, where citizens can approach police officers and then talk to them. They can assert their rights, and then this issue of corruption will reduce. It's not normal. It's an aberration to create an atmosphere of militarization.
Okay,
thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Adisa, I know between me, I look at you, I call you my mentor, my lecturer, any day, anytime. I don't need to write it on my wall to say, Dr. Adisa is my lecturer, or Dr. Adisa is my mentor, or Dr. Adisa is a person I look onto when you talk of a lot of wonderful things. When you go to any police formation, police is your friend, writing in there, explaining in there. But when we go outside, it's a different thing entirely. If I am telling you that, Dr. Adisa, I'm your friend, or a child telling his father, say I'm your child, or the father telling the child that I am your father, as a sociologist, what do you think is actually going on?
There is a disconnect. there is a disconnect between. We still believe in this old idea that the media can help us to improve the image of the police. There is what you have now. The democratic space is more enlightened than the democratic space of the 1980s, 1990s. citizens are now aware of their rights, their fundamental rights, and they are ready to defend their rights. Look at what happened during the SARS. Look at what happened, during the End Bad Governance protests. So citizens are aware. So this idea of using the media to project the police, the problem is behavioral. Officers that will recruit must be ready to work with current reforms, current efforts to include citizens, current efforts to include post-justice policing. Post-justice policing is where, when a person is arrested, for instance, you will state why the person is arrested. The person will not go through brutality. The person's rights, according to the law, will be respected. The person will not be harassed. The citizen will not be harassed. And police officers are expected to follow the procedures laid down in the law, in the Constitution. But usually the reverse is the case. Some are even afraid of using vehicles. Your vehicles are on the road and you are not sure if, when you are stopped, somebody will request for money. So this is a challenge, and we have to work on it. We have to overcome this in order to build trust in the citizens.
Okay, Dr. Isa, I'll be observing one thing. I think this opportunity for me to find out from you. You know, police is like the most senior policing agency in Nigeria. And the usual way, many times, some of the strategies for them to stay on the road and doing with other stop and search or whatever. If you go to road safety, which is an agency, policing agency that came out of police, is equally going to the road, stand there and be checking. If you go to VIO or VIS, the same standing there and be checking. To some extent, even civil defense, LASMA, and so many things. So, what is your take on our approach to intelligent policing system, intelligent-driven policing system?
I can see lack of synergy. That's what I can see. Then I can see competition. Federal trying to outdo states, states trying to outdo federal. It's as if everybody's business is on the road, which is not so good. At the same time, you will notice that, several studies have, established that there is this challenge of illicit arms trade. So one will expect police officers to occasionally check whether some citizens are involved in illicit arms, illicit drug trade, and the rest. But we have to do this moderately. We have to present the picture of this to the citizens in a way that they will understand we are trying to protect them, not that we are trying to terrorize them.
Apart from being terror, even some individual in Nigeria will say that it's like an extortion. If you move from here to, maybe you are going to east, you will be surprised. You go to some places, in a particular place you see police, you see possibly the how do you call them, road safety, you see custom,
VIO.
You almost VIO, all of them. So all of them are playing. I was going to Kogi State the other day. The guy had to have a change of I think about 1,000 naira. So when he reached there, he was parting with each of them. So what can we do that policing agencies should look at the meaning of reputation in respect of doing their job?
They have to, when it comes to monitoring of our road system, if you look at the road sector, several challenges are facing the road sector. We are talking about known and legally established security agencies. What of those that are not even supposed to be on the road, that are collecting money? Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. The issue of security agencies, that issue is one. The second one is, what of those who we know They are on the road. They are collecting money, not recognized by law. So what are we going to do? Because all of these are adding up to they are increasing the cost of transportation. And when the cost of transportation is high, definitely the cost of goods will also rise. So we have to address fundamental problems of development. Those who are not supposed to be on the road to collect money from transporters should be off the road.
But sir, if you say they should off the road, those are supposed to actually help them to get away from the road. They are on the other side. You are collecting from the right, I'm collecting from the left. It's just like you know, you say we come to you know the meaning now.
With a clean hand.
So it's as if to some extent it's like they are proving the other one to you being the left collecting while I'm on the right collecting. Then at the end of the day, you can't say I'm not a regular or a constitutional policing agency.
But you know the cleaning up has to start from somewhere.
Okay. And that's why we are having this conversation now, because we know that many of you, they are head of those agencies, they are listening to us, and that we can't continue this way.
From somewhere. It has to start from somewhere. When you let us clean up those who are not supposed to be on the road.
Okay.
After that, we begin to identify if you are on the road, what is the law that has empowered you to be on the road to check, road users' papers.
Doctor, that would be a very, very tall order, because I can mention some places for you that what do happen there. You see those that are actually have the constitutional right to be on the road. They will be telling you, hey, go and that man sitting down there, who is not on uniform, go and drop something with the person, which to some extent one is being employed to help as a collector. Then how do you have the courage to say the person is not supposed to be collecting?
That's why I said that we should start from those who are not supposed to be on the road. Once these people who are not in uniform are not on the road, if you are on uniform, we ask you if you are really interested in changing the system. We'll ask you if you are here. Okay, you are a LASTMA official, you are a police officer, you are a BIS, you are here. What does the law say? What does the law say about your role on the road? We set up a task force. I'll give them a mandate to carry out the task, and then we report back. One of our challenges in democratic system is lack of feedback. Systems approach teaches us that there must be inputs, there must be outputs. If there is a policy in place, from time to time we evaluate the policy. And the way to start is carry out an empirical research on the challenges of transportation in Nigeria. So after that, after the research, you can then come up with your findings, one of which may be the extortion of money from our citizens. So after that, you can set up a task force committee. Task force committee will carry out their task for maybe 6 months and get back to Nigerians. You see that we'll clean up the system. It's possible. It's achievable.
Okay, this is Security and People's Right. My name is Joseph Folorunso. I have Associate Professor Waziri Babatunde Adisa with us in the studio, with us through the technology, and we are looking at the role of the Nigeria police in our democratic system. Let's look at conversation within that involve security agency, or conversation related to security matter in Nigeria. Sometimes when people in other country, security matter is like maybe a bit exclusive conversation. but Nigeria is almost everybody may comment. Let me take you to the recent one. We know that the House of Assembly, the Senate, and the House of Rep, they have the power to amend our constitution. I don't think if people like you are being consulted, experts like you are being consulted, when the Senate extend the IGP tenure to be 4 years, and I'm not a lawyer, but I know that we equally have a law in our constitution. They say for you to be exited from any job, maybe at 60 years in terms of age, or when you work 35 years. But when you now amend an act, one, don't you think as an expert it may cause dissonance among the police management, that if the IGP now maybe less than couples of months is supposed to maybe retire occasion by age, but by the amendment now he can stay for the next we complete 4 years, and we have a lot of AIG, DIG that by God's grace is not a bad thing if they have idea and they have the ambition of becoming the IGP of Nigeria. Don't you think that may cause a dissonance?
From the human capital development, these are the people that you have invested in, you have trained over the years. And if you ask me, the ideal thing is, once you have appointed someone and the person has spent the required number of years, the person should exit for others to, try, their skills, their professionalism. There is no way you can encourage meritocracy, commitment, loyalty when you have this idea of sit-tight syndrome. I'm looking at the African system generally, beyond the police in Nigeria, beyond the Nigerian polity. There is this sense of sit-tight syndrome. I can do it. I can come for second term. I can do it. Let others do it. In fact, the way to know or to benefit from multiple perspectives is to allow multiple ideas. So I would suggest that we follow the law, the required law, and then we give other police officers the opportunity to come in and contribute to national security. That's my position.
Okay.
We should avoid this tight syndrome in our system.
Okay. Let's look at conversation within some of our security agency. You, like from beginning, you explained to us that policing, for it to be efficient and effective, it has to be people driven. It has to be people have to be involved. But when you see some of our police officers or security agency, policing agency head talking, it's as if that though we are live military system of communication, but the behavior is still there. No going back. You are warned. You look at the last embarked government. The chief of defense that was saying that it's riot. It termed riot. Even the IGP was saying that the way things are gone, I may not have option than to require the assistance from the military. And this is a democratic system that, for me, the police supposed to be alpha and the omega. It's as if some of our people, I don't know if they look at the code of their job very, very well.
There are two theories that I will refer to. The first one is the realist approach. The realist approach emphasizes state security, that the security of the state is paramount to the protection of the citizens. That once you are able to secure the states, the citizens will be secured. The other theory is procedural justice theory of Tom Taylor. That emphasizes procedural policing, where the idea of police and policing will come from the citizens. It will be bottom-up approach. We have not gotten to that. We are still operating at the level of the realists, that the security of the state is paramount to the security of the citizens. And that's why you find security agencies, their officers, threatening or issuing orders, because emphasis is on national security. But with time, we shall move, and I expect that in few years, we should move to the level of procedural justice system, where the way we address citizens will be more polite, the way we police our communities will be more inclusive.
Recently, Dr. Adisa, I was having a conversation with chairman of Association of Clinical Psychology, Lagos, Dr. Charles Ume, and they were looking at the issue of torture for you to extract information from a suspect. And this has become an obsolete in many civilized countries. But issue of torture is still very, very much with us, within some of our policing agency. What can we do to actually remove issue of torturing in order for you to extract information from suspect?
I am thinking that we need to quickly remove this from our system. Abolitionism, for instance, is a philosophy which emphasizes that the world today, the world that we have today, is a world where capital punishment, torture is a form of capital punishment, where capital punishment should be abolished. That capital punishment is not giving the required results. In fact, those criminals that you are torturing will end up to be recidivists. They won't be afraid of the police again. They won't be afraid of the prison. They won't be afraid of anybody. In fact, they will be more organized and be more dangerous to the system. So abolitionists are canvassing for the abolition of torture, capital punishment, death sentence, and the movement towards a system that emphasizes rehabilitation, reformation, and restoration. When you move close to these people through social work, through counseling, through psychology, psychotherapy, you get to know their challenges and how to address them, not being forceful, coercive in your approach.
Okay, the phone number to join the conversation is 070-0903-903. That is on normal call. While on WhatsApp is 08171756338. Those are the number that you can join the conversation. Dr. Adisa, many times when you visit a Nigeria Correctional Center, formerly called prison, and you have an interaction with some of the inmates there, they don't have business being there, but they are there because of overzealousness, or I want to show you that I'm a security officer, and that's why some of them are in those places. And these are young guys, young individual, or young female, go to female prison or correctional center. These are people that are supposed to be helping us to shape our country, contribute their own quota for how we can move forward. But you see them be in prison, occasioned by overzealousness. I was in two court the other day, Ogba Court, and then the other one, Tinubu Court. You see a police officer who know that by 3 o'clock, the magistrate will leave the court. 2 o'clock is bringing a suspect, and they read the charge, condition for bail. You know the person will not be able to meet them at that very period of in question. What can we do that policing should not be a form of punishment to individual, but to reduce people from engaging in defiant behavior?
I'm in school, please come.
Hello? Hello, Dr. Adisa. Hello? Wow, 070 070 0903903 is the number. Hello, Dr. Adisa, are you with us? Or 08171756338 is the number to join our conversation. I think we're having network issue. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name and where you are calling from? Yeah.
God bless you. My name is Gunnar. I'm calling from Solo.
Okay, Solo. Okay, that's our area.
God bless you for this program where you bring this up.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. Yeah, this is the way you talk. I don't know. They need to do something about this thing because this thing is too much. Let me tell you, one day we went to, I come up with Mauka around 5 o'clock. We go. One car come, it carry some, carry anything like market people. So policeman comes stop. He stop this car and he check everything. And the car one pass and he pull and the car keep money. When Mokai come reach, because this man is army man, when the Mokai come, he come tell him, say, okay, it's too early to correct this man something. He say, okay, I do my work. I say, answer this man, I say, I do my work. So they need to stop this thing because this thing is too much. Please.
Thank you very much. Dr. Adisa? Okay.
God bless you.
All right, sir. Dr. Adisa?
Yes.
He was talking of extortion. which is one thing that we've been mentioning here. That sometimes, life is sweet. You can't see a person with gun and you want to prove that you have to find a way to help yourself. And sometimes you see some of these individuals, before they even carry the rifle or carry the gun, they dirty their brain before maybe going for some assignment. And you don't see this kind of thing in some other civilized country. Before you can carry arm, they make sure that they check you very, very well, so that your judgment should not be a bit corrupt. What's your take?
It boils down to the issue of lack of proper behavioral change. I am sure, because I've worked on several literature, several studies, when it comes to police corruption, I'm so sure that over the years, successive Nigerian governments, have put in place institutional, legal, and behavioral policies to change our officers, from collecting bribe. But this issue of bribery is still reoccurring. I think it has to do with the system itself, our country itself. It's as if bribery has become an institutionalized culture.
Become part of us. Let's have this call.
Exactly.
Hello, good morning.
A scholar, a Cameroonian, said that.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
God bless you. This is a serious issue that you are talking about.
Okay.
And my brother, I think we just need to pray that God will touch the heart of all our people, all, not, I don't, no exception, all about receiving money from people. Go for billing now. Whatever you are, you must come money before you do so. Where are we going from there? My brother, where are we going from there? He has tarnished their image. The way they receive money from people has tarnished their image, and nobody has any atom of respect for them anymore. Please talk to them, advise them, and I think the Almighty will touch their heart so that we can have a brand new policemen in our country. God bless you.
Thank you very, very much. Dr. Isa, we say comes to that issue of people collecting, trying to take advantage of people that are going about their business. And I think let's get it straight that nobody is saying police should not do their work, but they have to do within the rules and regulation.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I will still say that bribery is an aberration. Whether you collect it in the night, in the morning, bribery is an aberration. We should stop it.
Dr.
And there is no way you can earn the respect of the people you are policing when you are collecting bribes from them.
What if, Doctor, if they are not interested in respect? If they are not interested, they may be respecting collecting money, but forget about respect.
Look, let me tell you this, sir. You, as a police officer, you are representing Nigeria as a country. And so any citizen must respect you because you are a representative, an official of the Nigerian Federation.
All right.
So you must give yourself respect.
All right.
And so if you respect yourself, you must not be involved in acts that will cause disrespect.
All right. Let's hear
bribery will cause disrespect.
Let's hear from this wonderful caller.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. You know what? Concerning police taking bribes, formerly it was not their fault. Because why? Nigeria always fast and hurry. Okay, what I go do now? Now say okay, see what you go do now. You know, when police arrested you or whatever, you only to calm down and explain yourself. If it is something that will forward to court, that is where police come in to forward. But you don't want to maybe to matter to go further. Okay, I beg. I know about each, I no get time of beg. What thing I go do? Now they bring that bribe, come in the police custody or whatever station. So if Nigeria can get patient, before if you are arrested and they interrogate you and they write statement, the next thing police will do just hand over to the court, the magistrate court. Then the court will take decision concerning the matter. That is how it happened before. But today now, because we don't want to wait, we don't want to follow it because of our time. You know, the English says money is time, time is money. So that is why people are seeing it that the police are collecting bribes. Yes. For instance, now police will be where you know you are right. You have to stand on your right and say, okay, wait here, police. They may detain you, yes, they may detain you. And you have to fight for your right because if they detain you without any reason, any accusation, okay, you have to fight for your right. Report to the Oga of the Ogas, wait there for that station or whatever. Make sure you got the name of the person. Yes, because we have rights to defend our rights also. So that is the problem we're having today. Everyone don't want to wait. That's why that bribe of a thing comes in. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Sir. I believe you listened to it. Equally talking of, let's look at the issue of our criminal justice system. They say justice delay is justice denial. A lot of people want to follow through and say, okay, let me see to the end those who want to abuse my fundamental right. But you can institute a case today and it's adjourned to 2050. What are you going to do? Hello?
I'm with you.
Okay. I say people want to fight for their right. People want to get their, let me leave fighting now. People want to ensure that they get their right. But you can go to court today and institute a case, and the case will be adjourned to 2050, except if it is a electoral matter that it can be accelerated hearing almost every time for. But if it is a case that involves people's fundamental right, business that's supposed to, maybe economic issue, nobody, we don't pay attention to them, and it's not actually giving us a good name.
What you have raised is a fundamental question that you have raised now, and that is why we have prison congestion. The criminal justice system has also been going through a series of reforms. It may not be, the experience may not be homogeneous, may not be the same across the federation. All right, but we still, government needs to invest in a support system that can help the poor fight for their rights. A system that monitors. For instance, let me give you this instance. Lagos State government has Citizens Mediation Center. A brother of mine who is a barrister worked there. As a teacher too, I've taken my students to the center to learn about the activities. So there are systems in place to support the poor. Notwithstanding, some people are still complaining that there is injustice in our criminal justice system. I will only say that the government should look into this and ensure that nobody, no citizen is attacked or no citizen's right is infringed upon based on the citizen's economic status.
All right.
Because this is one of the things that will be contributing to this protest, bad governance protest.
All right. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is VOP, Voice of the People, VOP 90.3.
Wow. Wow, because I know BGD they talk, and that's why I just
this is Joseph.
I get another voice.
This is Joseph Olorun.
Wow. Good afternoon, Joseph.
Good afternoon, sir.
How's the work now?
We they try our best, more.
Nah, Mazi Sonny calling from Ojalaba.
Oh, Oga, thank you very much for joining us.
This is a topic today very nice, but our police matter not waiting to go short. They own too much, my brother. If you see as these people, they pursue people for street, short. They don't use people to make another business for my area. Small boys now, you can see as they use Korope, they pick them one by one every day. I don't know even though why. I don't know if the IG of the police not supposed to spoke these people. Let them know just pick people like this. And they see the hardship today, and they see the picking boys every day by day. Why? So I'm tired. Something police issue is it? So they corrupt them on top of the head. That's the corruption from. Because if you want, if you say that the master doing well, you don't allow the people they feel as doing so. So thank you, my brother. I mean, we pray for them. God will intervene for us for this country.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Adisa said we should be praying for a wonderful, distinguished police officer because because to me, I don't think police are maybe agency that maybe that we can say corruption is very, very prominent. But because we interface with them and because they are the law enforcement agency, we just have to find a way to see what we can do for them to at least respect themselves, respect the law, and equally see how they can promote sanity in the system. What is your take, Dr. Adisa, in this respect of that?
The police is the primary security agency. When you look at the Constitution, the criminal justice system has three major agencies: the police, the courts, and the prison. Yeah. The prison is the bank of the criminal justice system. The police is the eye, is the eagle eye. It is whatever the police sees that the court will receive. And then when they refer to you as the eagle eye of the society's eyes will be on you. And then the criminal justice eyes too will be on you. So the police is in the middle. And that is why the police must need to establish a procedural police system. We need to establish an inclusive police system.
Thank you very, very much, Dr.
A community-oriented policing. A police system that partners with community stakeholders. And ultimately, a police system that respects the fundamental rights of the citizens.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Adisa. By God's grace, we are going to do it again. Because of circumstances that make us to do that this very time. This show is only from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Wednesday. And want to see when be did that coin that you'll be here physically, just the way we planned today before Nigeria happened to us. Because I'm equally working on us having the controller of prison here with us in the studio. Because this is a wonderful country. We must join hand to salvage the whole situation. One of the best police systems so far, whereby anytime I'm broke, I can just walk into any police division and say, please, today I am broke. I just need 10,000 to buy food stuff for my family. The police will give me 15,000 naira. I believe that it's achievable. Is that is it too high? Is my demand too high?
It's achievable.
Thank you very, very much for joining us. Just a short message in 30 seconds. 30 seconds? In 30 seconds.
My message to the Nigerian government is to continue with the reform efforts and to ensure that young police officers are encouraged, and those who are at the top, looking at their career paths, are not discouraged. That's my message for the government.
Thank you very, very much. That is the voice of Dr. Waziri Babatunde Adisa. He's a security expert, a criminologist, a sociologist, and a lecturer at the University of Lagos, Department of Sociology, Faculty of Social Science, University of Lagos, University of First Choice, and the Nation Pride. That is our school. Any day, any time. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thanks, sir. You're welcome, sir.
All right. That is how we are going to end today's show. I see my wonderful sister here. That I was just telling them that day is coming, that when you are broke, you go to police and tell them you are broke. You only 10,000, they give you 15,000. Everybody is laughing at you. You put no get fit. It will happen in our lifetime, inshallah, by special grace of God. My name is Joseph Folonsho. We'll be back again on this show next week. Bye-bye for now.